Yeah, his son is coming up. Now, I'm telling you, his son is a bad motherfucker.
Who we talking about? Who we talking about? Anderson Silva?
No, Anderson came up under Gracie.
I didn't know that.
They own their own boxing equipment.
Their own shit.
All right, hold on, wait, real quick. Hold up, real quick. I want to throw this out there, and on the subject of Floyd Mayweather.
Okay, here you go with that.
On the subject of Floyd Mayweather. No, hold up, sir. We gonna pass the ball around.
Okay, we got more people here too. I'm telling you, the best defense.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. Right there.
Fucking makes people look like they can't fight.
All right, hold up. Can we do the round the table discussion, sir?
But wait. But let me ask you this before we start. Will you admit, even though Floyd, okay, forget all the personal shit with Floyd, because some people don't like Floyd because of Floyd. Would you admit, for his era, he's one of the best ever?
Yes. Sir, first of all, wait, can I answer the question the way I want to answer?
Okay, go ahead.
Sir, Floyd Mayweather is one of the greatest fighters of all time.
It's not the greatest.
I have nothing but love and respect for Floyd.
That's the defense.
Okay, now here come the bullshit.
Oh wow.
Here come the bullshit, but it's no
bullshit with Floyd.
No, sir.
Listen, let him go.
And we could all make out the same. Floyd Mayweather is a brilliant guy. He went over to WCW and hung out with Vince McMahon for a while. And in my opinion, Floyd Mayweather learned the business of, you have, sports entertainment for wrestling, and you have sports entertainment for boxing. Now, if you're asking me, once Floyd learned the business of boxing or the sports entertainment side of it out, Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, Shang Mosley. I personally believe those guys entered into a deal to make as much money as humanly possible. Now, my point, if you watch the Oscar De La Hoya Floyd Mayweather fight, it was nothing more than an organized sparring session. Sir, wait a minute. I'm going to challenge you all, because we all can watch this fight at our own leisure. If you watch the exchanges, when Oscar had Floyd against the rope, he was throwing arm punches to Floyd's body. The punches was not being thrown with mean intentions. This is my opinion. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. This is what I observed. I challenge each and every one of y'all to check it out.
Okay,
hold, sir. Let me just go with one more, because I don't want to be long.
You're taking long-winded. Okay, you don't want to turn and now we don't get told.
Let me just lay my last point down, because it's important.
Look at that. Go ahead.
If you watch the Shane Mosley Pacquiao fight, and if you watch the Shane Mosley Canelo fight, in my opinion, they were organized sparring sessions. My point being, at one of those fights, I think it was against Pacquiao, Shane Mosley hit him and knocked him down and something. And then he fought Pacquiao, and he fought Sugar Shane Mosley fought Pacquiao, and he fought Canelo. And if you watch the fight, if you watch the fight, at one point during one of those fights, Shane Mosley said
twice
to Pacquiao or to
he fought him twice
or to Canelo. Are you all right after he knocked him down or something? That was a sparring session. So that's my point. Y'all had the floor. Y'all got the floor.
Okay, so you said you're going first. You go first. Because I'm saying, one, it wasn't from the WCW. I think he got that, Floyd got that shit from Ali. 100. Where Ali used to make people want to see him lose.
Talk that shit.
Ali would talk shit to bring in more people to see him lose. I think Floyd took the fucking, the blueprint from him and took it to another level. That's one. Two, before Floyd's hand kept getting broke, Floyd was flattening motherfuckers. Yeah. Because he was two different Floyds. There was Money Mayweather Floyd, But before that, he was Pretty Boy Floyd.
And he was fat.
And if you look at him
Both
then, before he broke his hand, look at Hatton. He flattened them. He was flattening people. And then his father, and his uncle said, fuck all that. Build your defense so you have a long career. That is why when his defense started doing that Philly shell, that's when nobody could fuck with it.
And that's what you gotta understand, because you talking about celebrities, because that's what they are, celebrities, entertaining us and doing it for a long time. And you wondering if they're having a sparring match. They're fighting at their best professional level, but they're still entertainers. Maybe they ain't giving it their all. Maybe this ain't the Olympics. Maybe, but should they be giving us the Olympics at that age? They should be boxing. Okay, it's about skill. You know what I'm saying? So everybody always want Floyd Mayweather to knock somebody out. He ain't gotta knock nobody out. I bet you beat your ass. I bet you beat your ass. How about that?
Check this out. Floyd,
Hold on.
everybody dodged him. So when Floyd got the money, he was like, yo, I'm making y'all wait now. You know what I'm saying? Shane Mosley, he wanted to fight Shane Mosley when he was good. Shane Mosley didn't want to put his O against us. Motherfucker, Oscar De La Hoya didn't want to put his O up. So once they got older, then they said, let's go fight the motherfucker and get some money.
That's a strong point. I respect
Oscar
that.
De La Hoya was mad as fuck. He lost that fight.
He wasn't happy at
I'm
all.
into psychology, motherfucker. And that
He
fight,
definitely wasn't happy.
he was mad as fuck.
definitely,
He
that
thought
motherfucker
he
was
won that
upset.
shit.
He's so crazy.
He thought he was
He went back to his country. Remember the video? He was back in his country. Yeah, he was mad. I don't know about these. That nigga had a nacho bill project.
Who else wanted to comment? Somebody else wanted to comment.
Look, first of all, Mayweather is an undefeated boxer, right? We all know that. Why would you fight somebody up until a point and start playing with them? Anybody. This is your profession. You've been doing this since you was a kid.
Not coming off the castle.
So why would you get up into a point to where you got a competitive boxer like Shane Mosley and then start playing with him? That don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. So I'm trying to figure out what your point on why would a professional boxer have a sparring match and start playing with somebody for money. I just don't understand.
Well, sir, time out. Just to elaborate on that, right?
You gotta put it back on you.
Just to elaborate on that, right? Now, again, I'm not saying that I'm right, but it's a fact that boxing was a dirty game. It's a fact that there were fixed fights in boxing. Now, time out. Now, I'm not saying that I'm right. It's just like when Ali lost to Leon Spinks with only 8 fights. Ali, in my opinion, lost to Spinks because he wanted to regain the heavyweight championship a 3rd time. At that particular time, Ali, there was only 2 people. There was only 2 people who won the heavyweight championship twice: Floyd Patterson and Muhammad Ali. And Ali did not want to be tied with Floyd Patterson. So in my opinion, I'm not saying I'm right, I think Ali threw the fight against Leon Spinks the 1st time so he could come back and win it a 3rd time and be the only man in history to win the heavyweight championship 3 times.
Athlete wants to lose to win back. That doesn't make no
Because I want to edge my spot in history.
Okay, hold up. No, you just said that makes sense, but no, you said
no great athlete wants to lose.
Wait, look. First of all,
Let him go.
That means I lost twice. I'm not gonna ever fucking lose. I love every one of y'all, but if we get on this stage, I'm trying to murder you.
I ain't even know the league.
I'm trying to tell you. I want you to beat me so I can beat you next time.
Hold on. You finish?
I'm finished.
I'm gonna say you may be right to an extent, but look, it's no fixed fights, it's setups. And the setups are there to prepare the fighter for the big match. That's just like you playing in the playoffs before you get to the championship. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't saying it's fixed, but it's set up fights. Yes, it is. But that got to do with the trainer.
Hold on. Let's get these brothers a chance to comment. They ain't say that. Yeah, go ahead, good brother.
So basically, what you're saying is it's entertainment. Man. Floyd did change the game to monetize it because money never. I mean, this the biggest they ever made. They making millions and hundreds of millions. So some of those fights are set up.
Set up.
They are set up.
They're not fixed.
Not fixed.
They're not fixed.
Well,
They're not fixed.
Well,
Nah, it's set up.
It's set up.
It's set up.
You said, I know you
Now,
lose.
yeah, I know you gonna win. But yeah. You
It's
know,
a whole
yeah.
I'm gonna fight you.
No, wait.
Let's
That's wrong. A setup has nothing to do with those athletes. A setup is after this fight's over, these judges, they know what the fuck going on.
Yes.
I'll give a fuck if you beat his ass. You're not winning this goddamn fight.
Yeah.
Now what fits is when one of these niggas done some money, okay, and that nigga gonna fall before the other nigga, and that person knows
Listen, Jake Paul, he held him up, not
Hey, you see the video?
you flashed my name.
You see the video? That nigga buckled.
And back on this dude ass off.
But that was when Conor fought Floyd. Floyd a couple times said, I could have took him out, but I wanted to get the people, the fans.
That's right.
Because a couple times you saw him rock shit out. And then at the end, he hit Floyd. Floyd said, you know what?
I
got that.
He was throwing some illegal blows.
Illegal, he was throwing grab and punch.
Yeah.
And then Floyd said, okay, I'm gonna take you out. And then you look at the last part of the fight.
And then get
He's
serious.
fucking
Get real.
gnawing his head out.
Yeah.
And you saw Dana White was on the side and said, stop fighting. Stop.
Yeah, because he was like some real stuff.
He beat the brakes off.
Yeah.
And then wait, and then the other thing is, he won $300 million. No, that was. I'm like,
He put
but no, $300 million.
All right. Now, hold on. Since we on a subject, right, of boxers.
That's a lot of money.
Since we on the subject of boxers, starting from, I guess, we going that way.
Yeah, right.
All right, sir, who is your favorite boxer of all time and why?
Roy Jones Jr. I love his tenacity. The dude was ferocious when he was on. There was nobody touching him at that time. That's my guy.
Now, since we just to stay here, so we ain't got to go back again. After Roy Jr., put him in there. Who is your top 5 in fighters?
No order. Tyson, Pacquiao, Roy Jones,
Hold on, y'all gonna get y'all turn.
Sugar Ray Leonard. Robinson and Leonard.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, you done? All right, cool. All right, hold on.
What's the question?
All right, first, the first is a 2-part question.
Yeah.
Your first 2-part question. First, who is your favorite fighter and why? And then name your top 5 in boxing.
I'm not gonna name my top 5 because that's disrespectful. There's so many fighters in the game to name only 5 of these niggas.
Your top 5.
No. I don't own the top 5, and I'm not disrespecting none of them legends. So that's the first thing I'm not doing. Now understand this. They don't talk about a lot of boxers. They talk about this guy, talk about that guy all the time. So I'm gonna let y'all bring up what the ones they talk about. But I'm gonna make sure we talk about Jack Johnson. You understand me? So understand this. Before any of them niggas you name, okay? This motherfucker was driving cars before he supposed to drive cars, speeding and paying tickets and beating the shit out of everybody. There was nobody. These motherfuckers made a movie called King Kong just because they couldn't get nobody to beat this nigga's ass. If you find another boxer as bad as that motherfucker, I love you, Floyd. You're the man, bro. When I get rich and famous, you're the man, Floyd. You know what I'm saying? I'm in shoes or something, but you ain't no Jack Johnson. There's only one Jack. Ooh, okay.
And you're not gonna do no top 5.
I'm not gonna do a top 5 because that's disrespectful.
Okay, my brother, let's go.
Now the greatest heavyweight of all time is Jack Johnson.
Let's go.
That's him.
Okay.
Now the greatest fighter and every other fighter, Ali said it. Who we just say? Sugar Ray Robinson said it. I'll name some more that was on the list. I think they all said Joe Louis.
Okay.
Joe Louis. This motherfucker, they said that he would hit you. My
Sixth
nose
sense
started
punch.
bleeding. One motherfucker said Joe Lewis thought about punching him in his nose, and his nose started bleeding. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Joe Lewis used to look at Ali like, I wish I was your age. You know what I'm saying?
Now, do you have a top 5?
My top 5, so Jack Johnson, Joe Lewis, Sugar Ray Robinson, Ali, Mike Tyson.
Okay, cool.
That's a good list.
Come on, champ. Let's go.
I agree with that.
Mike Tyson, they got
Of all time, Floyd Mayweather.
Okay.
Floyd Mayweather would be number 1. My top 5 would be Crawford.
Yes.
I think people forget. Y'all must have forgot.
You can't forget about
Crawford's new, but that don't mean nothing.
Man.
People forget.
That could be his guy.
Terrence Crawford.
Okay.
I say Terrence Crawford. I give it to Pacquiao. I'm saying Pacquiao. Can't front on Mike Tyson. Lennox Lewis.
Lennox.
No, you didn't say it.
He irritated. I'm so used to Tyson.
Yeah. So let him finish, though, G.
I was a huge fan of Pernell Whitaker.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
You gonna face Terrence?
You finished?
Yes,
Hey,
Terrence
no,
Crawford.
yo, I ain't happy about that either. I ain't happy about that either. No, I ain't happy about that either. Let's go.
Man, I'm gonna say Mayweather.
The number 1?
Mayweather.
All time.
Right now. What's
All time.
Your favorite fight, your favorite fight,
All time.
and then your top 5. Yeah.
Mayweather. And then my top 5, you got Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Joe Lewis, got my boy Earl Spence. And I got him with this white box in there only because the toughness that he brought. And that's Butterbean.
Okay. I respect that.
I like him, man.
Come on, champ. Let's go, man.
My best
Your favorite guy?
No.
Oh, wait, man.
man, golly.
Yeah, shit tough, right?
I'm just gonna throw a random. I'm gonna say Holyfield.
That's a winner.
Did you say Holyfield? No, you didn't.
No, I'm not talking to him no more.
I'm gonna say that. Hey, I grew up here. Hey, I grew up here. But my top 5. I'm gonna go with.
No, they said that.
I'm gonna go with Floyd, Terrence
Oh, it
Crawford.
happens, bro. Who took your place? Who better?
What's the guy that used to move like this when he fight?
Nassim Hamed.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, I love that nigga.
I say my man.
Yeah.
You know what?
Hey man, you couldn't hit him.
What?
Who was the last one?
You're right.
Nassim Hamed.
Man, you know,
But no.
he's not a bad choice.
Oh, top 5.
Nassim is
Favorite, bro. You said favorite.
My favorite.
No, he done his favorite.
Yeah, I was saying Holyfield.
Holyfield's his guy.
Who's your favorite?
what's wrong? Why y'all sleeping on Crawford? I don't know why.
Who else you got?
So I got 2 more. I'm gonna go with Mosley
Okay.
Oh my God!
and Tank Davis.
Tank Davis, man, you do Tank in there.
Come
Come on, champ, let's go.
I'm
Let him get his turn.
I'm be real, OG. I'm be real. Of course, I love Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? Like I always told myself, the only way you can talk shit if you go you into the game some type of way, you exit some type of way, and he exit that shit clean.
Yes.
Clean as fuck.
I don't care if y'all say he's a defensive player. I don't care. He played the game how it's supposed to be played. You know what I'm saying? But he's not my top. My number 1, the person I love watching as growing up is Tyson Fury. I love seeing Tyson Fury.
That's what I was gonna play.
I seen Tyson Fury play. Oh, he went against a Russian man, Wildemir.
You get Vladimir Gisko.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, he kept me into ever since. And then my top 5 would have to be.
Hold on, y'all.
Top 5 would have to be Floyd Mayweather,
49 now.
Canelo, Mike Tyson. Of course.
Hold on, y'all. For the background noise.
Yeah, Mike Tyson, of course. Sugar Ray, and last but not least, because of the young generation, the little Gavato, his name.
Oh, Javante Davis.
Javante
Oh
Davis.
my God, good shit, boy.
There you go.
Good shit, my boy. That's a good one.
So somebody, some young guy, probably, I don't know how old you are, some young guy about 30 years old picked his top 10. And he
Top 10 boxers.
Right, and he left Sugar Ray Robinson out of the equation. So some older guy got mad. How could you not include Sugar Ray Robinson in your top 10? The young guy said what he said, and then I in defense of it, I said, well, yo, man, that's who the fuck he picked as a great fighter.
Right.
I said, you can't get mad because he can't relate to Sugar Ray Robinson. He's some old motherfucker.
He might not ever seen Sugar Ray Robinson.
Exactly right. So,
Right.
like when I hear somebody pick, I wouldn't care if y'all, if you would have picked all guys who never won shit that were straight contenders. Man, if that's your idea of greatness, that's your idea of greatness. I don't see. I like to debate, man, but when I debate, I like to debate in a manner where you can't fucking win. You understand? It's like if you say, man, I like Butterbean. If he say to him, if this young man says, I like Butterbean, I like Glass Joe from the fucking game. And if he say you gonna argue him down all day, his standing point is, well, bro, can they be my favorite guys?
Yeah, but I'm talking about this is not. Reason my favorite guy, Floyd Mayweather, is because not only, and you made a good point, business-wise, boxing-wise, he just conquered both of them.
I agree.
Yes. And
He's a kid of hard boxing.
if you see, and check this out. If you think about the boxing, Floyd got all his faculties. He's not all fucked up and he didn't take a lot of damage.
Right.
That's a great way to get out the game.
That's
Floyd Mayweather. It was like playing the video game. I played the video game to create my play. I'm 50 and old and knocking everybody out there, all that shit. And the way when you watch his 24/7 segments, the way his mind was working and the whole boxing shit, this motherfucker was playing like he was playing the PlayStation or some shit with the no losses, being tactical, fighting motherfuckers.
He was a tactical motherfucker.
But the thing is, but if you look at everybody who picked somebody, you picked somebody in your generation.
Yeah.
Like I said, y'all, we're on this most of y'all. Everybody I picked.
I'm the oldest.
Yeah, everybody I picked. And the people that you picked, who all did you pick?
No, he picked Floyd.
I think Floyd
just got it.
Yes, okay, it's like 3 people.
I picked Floyd.
Tyson, Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather.
Earl Spence.
We gotta say those are the top 3 fighters.
Sir, what about Sugar Ray Leonard, sir?
What about Sugar Ray Leonard?
I think Sugar Ray Leonard got Sugar Ray
Did you
Leonard.
not include
Earl
Sugar Ray
Spence
Leonard?
got 3
I
belts.
said Sugar Ray Leonard.
Earl Spence got 3
Okay,
belts.
check it out.
But you're done with this.
Put a whoop on
Earl
that.
Spence,
Come on, man.
you a young man, you got shoes.
Still, he got good
Boy, oh, bro, thank you for that.
It's so funny. We talking about boxing, the shit got real amped.
You like the technical boxing.
No, fuck that.
Nobody else talk about Jack Johnson from Harlem Nights. You go back to the original fuck.
I picked Tank Davis.
He picked Chang. He picked Chang too.
Yeah.
Oh. Let me give y'all some boxing history if you don't know it.
Please help us.
Okay.
Now, I heard somebody mention Jack Johnson, and I'm not minimizing Jack Johnson, sir. That's not what I'm out here trying to do. But let me tell you something, gentlemen. There was a great black man before Jack Johnson. His name was Tom Molinar. He fought for his freedom. He was a slave, I'm not sure where, but he was a slave. He fought for his freedom and won his freedom. He went over to England and he challenged heavyweight champion Tom Cribb, bare knuckle boxing, for the championship. Now, Tom Cribb should have been the first black heavyweight champion, but unfortunately, due to the cards, we're not gonna give it to this nigga, whatever the deal was. So that was his first fight against Tom Molinar, I believe was his name. No, Tom Cribb. But the second time they fought, you know, Cribb beat him early because, you know, he was, but that first time they fought, he should have been the first black heavyweight champion. So just in case, you know, you guys can probably Google this.
Well, I mean, we can look it up.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, I look at it across the board. Across the board, one, it's prize fighting. Floyd is the only one I saw that was like, yeah, not only am I gonna make y'all wait to watch me fight, I'm gonna charge y'all triple. That's the nigga I'm fucking with.
And then he fought a Mexican on every Mexican holiday.
And made
Came out with the sombrero nigga in the poncho.
which made Mexicans madder and all get to pay the people. And they watched it and would lose.
Hey, my homeboy,
That older Mexican, he bet against them. All he made money.
He used to bet on himself, bro. When he fought Cotto, he said Cotto was one of the ones that gave him one of the roughest fights he's ever had.
Yeah.
He said, but I still bet on myself because I know that when it comes down to it, I'm a tactician. He said, I'm in your head.
Sir, you're not gonna get an argument out of me about Floyd being a great fighter, sir. I see you trying to.
Skip, let me tell you,
Listen, everything that you're saying about Floyd, ditto, sir. But the one thing I will say, the only asterisk, and I'm not saying that I'm minimizing Floyd's greatness. I just personally think that Floyd, Oscar, and Shang, I think they monopolized the game and they made it into sports entertainment. And I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing, because let me say this, and I know y'all know this. Hold on, hear me out.
I know you're Mexican,
Because if you know anything about boxing, right? If you know anything about boxing is the dirtiest sport around, man. And there was a saying that said that this was a saying about boxing. Boxing is the only game in town where the lions are afraid of the rats. So what them guys did, man, when I say them guys, Oscar De La Hoya first and foremost, Bernard Hopkins.
If you look at Don King.
Right. Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd and them guys. And Roy and them. They took that shit away from the promoters, man. Them guys, let me tell you something, right? Emil Griffin killed a guy named Benny Kid Paret in the boxing ring because Benny Kid Paret was calling him gay before the fight. Emil Griffin was 5 times world champion, and he was a gay guy. But Emil Griffin really didn't kill the guy in the ring. The guy's manager killed him, and I'll tell you how. The fight before Emil Griffin, Benny Kid Paret, who was the welterweight champion, he fought Gene Foreman, who was a middleweight. Gene Foreman beat Benny Kid Paret up so bad that he was just a shell of himself when he went in there against Emil, who was another tough fighter. But I said all that to say.
Well, I mean, fighters bump up and down all the time.
No, brother, what I'm saying is,
Not Floyd.
boxing is dirty, man.
he
Boxing is a
ain't
real
Floyd haven't lost one.
sport. And any of you guys know ex-fighters, I'm talking about old guys that's old enough. Their eyes is this way, they got all their fucking teeth missing.
Holyfield be like that.
So for Floyd Mayweather to do what he did, and not to see the thing I like about Floyd, this is what I like about Floyd. Floyd made these guys millionaires, man. You're fucking bro, you man. Right.
Yeah.
Floyd is making guys millionaires. So that's why I like Floyd Mayweather.
The reason I like Floyd,
Bags on
I like Floyd because technically, man, that Philly shell shit is so dope. I mean, this shit's smooth. And I'm seeing people loading up and he'll do like this, and then bip, and then be away from it.
Be away from him.
Man, that motherfucker's so skilled. And we talked about it earlier, Benitez. Skills. Purnell. Skills. Like, you see the biggest, roughest tumbling boxers that no hands, and the skilled motherfuckers just pick them apart.
Hey, Charlo twins.
Pick them apart.
Charlo twins. Them boys. Charlo twins. Hey, but I'm gonna tell you who I got iffy doubts about, and I always had iffy doubts about. Wilder.
Deontay Wilder?
No. Other than Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder was knocking motherfuckers off their
He was wilding and out of control. He didn't have no boxing technique. All he had was power, no structure.
power helps.
Wilder's the example of the mind not being right.
Power versus power.
Because y'all remember in the first fight against Fury, he used the racism and he tried to come in and do it for the black folk, thinking too much and lost.
I thought that Fury was experienced because of the fact that he been in that little same stage where he had power versus power. But Devontae, he was too young. And he showed him how to use power after power, and that was a wrap. I don't believe that whole glove shit. I don't believe that whole glove shit.
Devontae did he got a long count. Devontae did. I mean, he knocked out Tyson.
Fury.
He knocked him out, and the dude woke back up. But by the time he woke up, it was a 10 count.
He jumped up like a rat cat in the fourth quarter.
No, he knocked him out.
36.
Who's 36? Okay.
Look how old Tyson Fury is.
How old is Tyson Fury?
Never have to fight again, ever. You know how rich this dude is.
How old Tyson Fury? How old is he?
I'm gonna tell y'all right now. If you was about, well, you're 30 years old, and you could leave the game with all your fat and your face, and you walk away with $300 million, what do you do? Because when you're not all fucked up, and you said it. You said they walk on their toes and y'all fucked up. If you look at Floyd, I've met Floyd on more than one occasion. He don't look like he been beat up a lot.
Relax.
No, I'm saying like I saw him after a fight in Vegas. Because I was on the show, I came over to the after party to him. I bullshit you not. He didn't even look like he was in a fight. His face was not scarred up. Nothing. Nothing. And he was fighting. What's the dude that bit his no, his thumb. No, it was a dude that bit his thumb. No, he knocked Ricky Hatton into next year. No, he did. He knocked him on cover. What's the dude's name? And he fought him twice in a row because he said, "Oh, you think I didn't beat your ass?"
Oh, Chino.
Yeah. He bit him, he tackled him, and he still beat his ass. And walked out with $190 million.
Well, hold on.
He said it. He said Shane Mosley robbed
Shane
the
Mosley
hardest.
hit that nigga so
He
hard.
said that I
thought it was it.
But he said this is what champions do. I held on.
He did.
And he said I held on until I could get my faculty.
Because he followed
You see
through.
him
He
go
got
to
his
the corner and
elbow
his
like
father
this.
yell at him and go, "The fuck you sitting in the pocket with this nigga for?" Box him. And after that, there was one round, 36 power shots to 2.
Well,
He stayed away.
let's throw something out there just because I want to be a fucking troll. Just because I want to be a troll. Sir, James Toney's defense was better than Floyd Mayweather, sir.
Okay.
James likes out Tony, sir.
Yes.
James Toney's defense was better.
Very good. That's very
Him and Tommy Hearns though. I like Tommy Hearns' game.
But Tommy Hearns got pieced up.
He did. He did.
That
He
pieced him up.
ain't had that power like
What's James Tony? The older James, the end.
I still say
The early on, because the end James Tony ain't had no defense. He was
Well,
getting hit
James
by
Toney had over 100 fights.
Yeah, but toward the end, he was getting hit by everything.
Then the motherfuckers get in there and their faces all fucked up and because if you look at Floyd, he was like the main thing was not getting beat up.
Right.
How you doing, Mr. How you doing, Shang?
What's going on,
Big
man?
fan. We've talked a couple times on Clubhouse. My name is Buck.
What's up, man?
You gave me some good inspirational and motivational things. I've been a big fan for a long time.
I appreciate
For the rest of y'all, the next session is about to start. But if you guys are staying in here, that's cool. I'll just let you guys know what's
Oh, it's about to start?
It's a voiceover. How you doing? All right.
Sir, listen, sir, when you get finished, sir.
Man, no, he started it. but
No, wait, sir. When you get finished with your spill, hold on, wait a minute. Let's get this gentleman since he's over
He
here.
knows some shit, yeah.
Sir, we want to know who's your favorite fighter of all time, if you had one, and if you have a top 5 when it comes to boxing, sir. Your favorite fighter.
Right?
Sugar Ray's probably my favorite.
With Sugar Ray, sir, it's 3 of them.
Leonard.
Okay.
Sugar Ray, Floyd, George Foreman,
Muhammad Ali.
Roy Jones Jr. So.
Sir, let's not influence you, sir. Now let's not do that. Let's not do that, sir. That's funny. Don't do that.
It was a little bit, yeah. And what he said.
Sir, hold on. We didn't get the good brother. We didn't get the good brother. Hold on, wait a minute. Time out.
That was hilarious. And let's not influence him. Nah, it's the voiceover
Hold on.
session.
I guess Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather. I guess go Sugar Ray Leonard. Shit, I guess
You don't like Pacquiao?
He hates Pacquiao.
I'm a black man. I pick black people. Ain't nobody. If you ain't black, you ain't one of the top five.
Oh, that's right. He was keeping the white people out there. That's
Yeah,
my
I
man
talked to
right
that
here.
white dude yesterday.
Yeah.
He had number 13, the number of the devil, my
Pacquiao
brother.
was straight up, but he ain't black.
I guess we'll go with Roy Jones.
There you go.
No,
There you go.
Pacquiao's Filipino.
Hold on, sir. You said
He's the president of the actual.
He's the prime minister of the
Oh,
Philippines.
Prime Minister, my bad. President Prime.
Sir, you said that Roy Jones got you knocked out, sir. You want to share that with us, sir?
Yeah, Roy Jones got me knocked the fuck out. Because Roy Jones used to do this move where he put his hands behind his back.
Right.
Like this.
Yeah.
I was winning the fight and I thought, hey, I could do what Roy do.
You used to box?
Yeah. And I went
Get out of here.
I went to put my hands like this.
Yeah.
Nigga hit me. Boop, boop, wow.
He didn't have a lot of defense. Juan Marquez knocked out Pacquiao. Oh, he was unconscious. Ready for this? Almost 7 minutes.
That's a long time.
He was face
You almost got
Odell.
You almost got a homicide.
That's all Odell. You get hit for 5. You knocked out for 5 minutes. You pretty much dead.
His wife was crying. If you look at would you do it?
Oh, let me give me one hand.
I couldn't get him.
I'm like,
First of all, this is Philadelphia, Pennsylvania versus Dallas, right? Real quick. I'm gonna say this, bro.
If he mentioned Terrence Crawford, I'm gonna throw him over this balcony because I told him don't mention Terrence Crawford around me. I'm from Dallas, Texas. It's Team Earl Spence all day, baby. You know what it is. Prime season, strap season, man. We in here. Y'all already know it, bro.
Prior to meeting this young man right here, I was a huge Earl Spence fan.
Hey, shout out Earl.
I was a huge Earl Spence fan. Prior to meeting him, I was a huge Earl Spence fan. I'm not Earl Spence fan. I'm not listening.
Now you gotta
I had Earl Spence being Terrence Crawford, but after listening to him and being around, I want Terrence Crawford to knock Earl Spence the fuck out because of him.
He might well
Because of him.
He might well go get Terrence Crawford.
hilarious.
He might well go get Terrence Crawford. Go dig up Ali grave. You need to go get all these old box of spirits because can't nobody touch Earl Spence. That nigga is the body snatcher. Can't nobody go pound for pound with Earl Spence. Hands down. I swear to God. I swear to God. Terrence Crawford, yeah, you a technical boxer, but you can't mess with the body snatcher, baby. You can't, bro.
On a serious note, Earl Spence is my guy, Terrence is my guy, and I just hope it be a good fight.
I think it's gonna be a great fight.
Hey, Earl Spence, you already know how we do it, man. You already know the show.
Hold up. He turned it into, this is like ESPN.
But you see that shadow
Hey,
man
girl,
they got on.
I already got 2 stacks on you, mate.
I hate to
Look,
say it, but that's where you have the comedians talking about sports. That's more entertaining than anybody else talking about sports.
I think that would be an entertaining show on ESPN. But they won't use comments. You gotta admit it, they had a comedy.
So y'all know, man.
Let's make our own.
Where they debate.
Let's make
I think
our
that'd be
own.
entertaining.
That's
but,
what we should do, man.
But
Let's make our own.
ESPN likes that. They want it to be real straightforward, serious.
Let's-
If we're clowning too much, ESPN wouldn't go.
So
for it.
what do you know?
That's why we have to put it on our own platform.
You can do it on YouTube, but I don't think
We can't
ESPN
use the
seems like they're very.
logo. You can't use the logos and stuff like that though. That's what makes the show.
But you can do it on Facebook because now they people pay you to.
Facebook Live.
You can do it on Facebook, but I'm saying ESPN is by far the biggest
Right.
for boxing
Hey, hold up,
and for UFC now.
Not to,
Yeah.
not to
They just bought you.
disrupt this thing, but hey, I direct and produce boxing documentaries. That's how we really started talking about this.
I ain't never been.
Now you showed me this. Yeah, you showed me.
Yeah,
that shit was funny
the
though.
majority of the joints that I did, right, is primarily about Philadelphia-based fight. I used to fight myself.
Yeah,
I'm
telling you, you gotta see the video of this
And
motherfucker.
it's primarily about Philadelphia fighters, guys who influenced me
And
when I was
B-Hop.
coming up. But also, it's like a give back. It's going back to what we're talking about, right? I know a lot of these guys, man, they're not in great shape like they used to be. People actually forgot about it. But, man, I love these dudes. These were the guys that's the reason why I'm not in jail. It's the reason why I'm not on drugs. Because, man, I used to go to the 23rd Police Athletic League, and I used to go to the Champs Gym. And during this time back in the 80s, man, I seen guys like light heavyweight champion Matthew Saad Muhammad, light heavyweight champion the White Muhammad Qawi.
Yeah.
These guys were fucking approachable, man. You know that you walk up, man, the fucking goddamn the light heavyweight champion of the world is standing on the fucking corner eating the ice cream cone. So
I met him down on South Street.
the
He was
White
cool as shit.
Which one? The White Muhammad or Saad Muhammad?
Saad Muhammad.
Yeah. So
Cool
my
as
point
fuck.
is, that's why I do the boxing documentary.
He had a Rolls Royce, too.
And if you get a chance, get a chance to go on my page, check out my shit, man. And I'm telling you, the boxing documentary I did that I liked the most was the one on Russell Peltz. And the reason why Russell Peltz is the Philadelphia boxing promoter. And the reason why I like Russell Peltz's documentary the most is because he gave a detailed account of Marvin Hagler's journey into Philadelphia. And if you don't know who Marvin Hagler is, he was the middleweight champion of the world.
Marvelous.
Yeah.
Marvin.
And Marvin Hagler is my favorite fighter.
Yeah, I'm older.
So
I know.
that's the purpose of why I do the boxing documentaries on top of the comedy, because man, I love that shit.
Well, let me
man.
ask you this: do you think that would be a good show?
Brother,
Like
listen.
a sports related, because the sports stuff I watch, they're not funny.
Okay.
At least the ones I've seen, they're not funny at all.
What about Snoop Dogg when he was announced?
Yeah, but that's that.
But he's not a comedian,
He's
but
not a
that might be
comedian.
the start
Yeah.
of showing the potential of some real comedy.
I think.
Was Kevin Hart was on it?
No, he wasn't doing the sports one.
He was on the Olympic joint. He was on
Yeah, you gotta switch it out. You gotta switch it out. You gotta switch it out.
Comedy, like if you had comics.
You gotta have comedy.
No, what I'm saying, like a round table, and you could actually clown a little bit and make it more like funny, but you can still get the stats out there. You don't think that would be watchable?
Yeah, I think people are tuning in to watch that.
Sports show don't got
And then unconsciously, it'll create material for all the comedians.
It would be. It would be. If you understand sports and then coming together.
I'm gonna do a set for y'all, man.
Like if you had all
We'll do one of my sets for y'all for this joint. We'll do a set for y'all.
And it would be entertaining as fuck.
Check this out. I'm gonna do a real life set for y'all, right? So I come up in North Philadelphia, man. Come up in the main streets of North Philadelphia, man. And years ago, right? I'm down there on the basketball course, man, playing ball and whatnot, right? Next thing you know, man, this sinister looking bald-headed guy came up on the basketball course and took the balls from everybody. So I'm ready to go see this motherfucker, right? Boy, stop him. He said, no, man. It's the boy Bernard Hopkins, man. Don't fuck with him, man. That motherfucker will fight. He's light teeth. All you have to do is ignore him and he'll go away. So Bernard, right, he got the basketball, right? Running up and down the courts, man, running up layups, playing by himself, right? Everybody standing there watching, nobody say nothing. That's Bernard Hopkins. He trying to pick a fight. So he's standing in the middle of the court, right? And he looked down at one end of the court. He said, yo, all y'all dudes down there,